Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
God uses me a lot in the area of the prophetic, and one of the ways He uses me is through visions. So, it's kind of like this visualization and visions that have been playing a major role. Like so many times, God will just show the right vision at the right time, maybe for my life, or maybe God also uses me as a prophetic voice to some nations, or sometimes some of those encounters are like, you just can't explain it. So it's so real. On a similar note, you spoke about how God has been speaking to you through dreams. So can you talk a little bit about this aspect of how God has been speaking to you through dreams?
Dreams, I don't know why that outlet. Like I still have a lot of dreams, and now I segregate those dreams though. I know when a dream is from God the Father. Sometimes it's difficult to tell, but it is easy to tell usually when a dream is from God the Father, when it's a demonic dream, when it's a soul dream, when it's a dream because of, I don't know, something that you ate. Like it could be just bad pizza the previous night. Like sometimes it's literally just that. It's an abstract dream and you just need to toss it out the window, right? Mm-hmm. But soul dreams can manifest because of your own desires, or, like something that you've been obsessing about and you see it in your dream. Or maybe a movie that you watched last night, whatever, something that's in your subconscious. Demonic dreams, well, it's easy to tell, right? When there's death, killing, and like all of that. Now, God dreams, that started happening for me probably, my first dream like that, I don't remember specifically, but the oldest that I can remember, I think, was in 2014 when I had my first dream where the Lord showed me, it was a little intense, the enemy's plan for my life. All right, he showed me, he's like, yeah, Hannah, you're called to saying all of that, but like I have a plan for you, the enemy has a plan for you. Okay, and he's like, you get to choose. And he showed me the whole thing, but he also showed me at the end of it, now, when the Lord shows you a dream, this is what I want to say, when the Lord shows you a dream, that dream will always have a connotation of hope and love. You will feel the Father's love, you will feel hope, you might also feel joy and relief, so when you feel that element, it is from the Lord. It will always end with that. There is always a hopeful note. I believe, at least from what I have dreamt, that the Lord's always been hopeful in those messages. Like even if I've had negative dreams. Now, I've had a dream. I don't know if this is answering your question, but like after having a dream of whatever the devil's plan for my life, that dream ended with the Lord rescuing me from that. Irrespective of my choices at the end of the day, I don't know why that dream ended like that, but I was rescued. And the Lord, like He was like, she's mine. I had a dream in the year 2014. Now, backtrack a little bit. My mom passed away around, it's going to be 7 years, in 2015 January. Now in 2014, she was still alive, well, healthy, nothing was wrong with her. But during that summer, I had a dream where I had a dream that my mom, this connotation of she was going to die, basically. Right? And she was healthy around this time. So there's no reason why I had to have this dream or whatever. I remember it was in my second year of college is what I was thinking. So yeah, I think around my second year, I don't know. Anyway, I might mix the timeline up a little bit. But the connotation was, the dream started off with mom leaving. I didn't see death, but I knew that was what it meant in this weird way because I was crying in the dream. And the dream went on, and towards the end of the dream, it lands up with me coming down a joyride. Like I was just laughing and just coming down, and I knew that was just the end of my life, and just God was showing me, what the end of my life is going to look like, and I was going to be joyful. And I remember even entering the courts of heaven, and my friends were there to greet me, and like the Lord, only last year did I decipher the end of the dream, and it said, the Lord was like, Hannah, you will end your life with, you would have achieved your goal, and you would have done it. Whatever plans that I have for you, don't worry. Like I have you in the palm of my hand. Now that dream started off not so great. That dream started off with him saying, Hannah, Mama's probably going to die, and that was not so fun. And I remember waking up from that dream, and I remember I was interning, I think at Goldman Sachs at this point. I remember calling my brother and saying, and I remember my brother used to like champion me and encourage me, especially when I started discovering my spiritual gifts. I said, God, and I said, hey, bro, like this is what's going to happen. And he was like, no, just, pray against it. Or like, it's fine, just keep it in the back burner. But I knew, it's so funny. 2 months later, my dad sends us a text message saying that, sorry, I'm getting a call. Yeah. So my dad sends us a text message saying that mom has been diagnosed with cancer. And this was a relapse, and that she's going to be under palliative care. And that's when I knew that this was probably what the Lord was talking about. But I had peace. I had peace throughout that entire journey. And at the end of her, towards the final stages, when she was like dwindling, people were still praying for like, come on, like, I know the Lord me. And she was also holding on to like, I know I'm going to be healed and all of that. I remember going up to my room and crying and praying, because I was taking care of my mother towards the end at that point of time. And I remember saying, God, I know you're going to heal her, but whether you do it on earth or in heaven is your choice. But don't let her suffer, don't let her suffer, but do this quick. Whatever you're doing, do it quick. And I had peace. And I remember seeing her, like fast forward, I remember on January 19th, I remember at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, around that time, seeing her breathe her last breath. And the only words at the tip of my tongue were, God is good. God is good, God is good, God is good. And something took over me. I don't know what it was. I didn't burst out crying. It was just, God is good. And again, the peace that passes understanding washed over me. I just felt something just come over me. And I don't know, I feel like there was, the Lord led me through that, but through the dreams that He has shown me, He's always forewarned me, He's been a good father, and all those pivotal moments in my life, like even 2 years ago, He showed me another dream, like warning me of something, telling me that this is probably going to happen, like these just pivotal moments. Now, I don't get these dreams always, I've probably had 3 of these dreams in my life so far, but He warns me, He says, Hannah, this is going to happen. But He says it with such fatherly love and such fatherly concern and care that I know it's from Him. Now, I've had an umpteen number of dreams. I had a dream last night. That was not from God. It was probably an abstract dream. But when He speaks, you will know. You will remember the next day.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah, Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.